Hey. Okay. On a serious note, after the news randomly broke on a Wednesday, I mean, I remember that hump day well because nobody expected Free Cosby to actually happen. Like I remember being shocked. But I really didn't, do a video on it because I didn't have too many thoughts, to be completely honest. I was just shocked. But, as time has slowly went on, um, news has broken out about Bill's plans in terms of life outside of prison, like from planning a comedy tour to doing a docu series, pretty much picking up where he left off. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about guilt or innocence. I'm just going to say that when it comes to the judicial system, basically the law, when you're working a case against someone, just make sure it's ironclad. That way, there aren't any loopholes or anything along those lines that could have someone guilty be released from prison. And that's really all I got to say on that. Apparently there was some sort of like plea deal or arrangement, and I'm not going to speak fully on it because I don't know all the details. I just know that there have been reported video and statements basically saying that Bill did not deny drugging women. It's just that the judge or whoever said that that couldn't be used against, if he says it there, it can't be used against him to lock him up behind bars. And due to that, well, technicality, that's how he got out of jail. That's why I say, if you're building a case, make sure it's a foundation of brick by brick, as opposed to just putting someone behind bars because of statements. But either way, there have been some questions about, man, well, I mean, so what if Cosby goes on tour? Who's going to go out? Dr. Cosby's going to get numbers. I don't care if it's a book that he sells. I don't care if it's a TV interview he does. I don't care if it's a comedy show. He is going to make a lot of money from this because a lot of people want to know what Bill has to say. In my opinion, I don't care if you're a supporter. I don't care if you feel like he should still be locked up. People want to hear what Cosby has to say. Phylicia Rashad, got some backlash after putting out a tweet in support of, her former co-star being released from prison. And, if I'm not mistaken, she was just made a dean at an HBC. And I know a lot of people were just, up in arms about that. Oh, how could you support a man who assaulted women? And it's like, and this and that, and saying that she should be removed, and that didn't happen. It's just that everybody feels different. Like, obviously, someone who is a victim of sexual assault will feel a certain way about this situation more than a person like me, who's just a regular guy who grew up watching the Cosby Show, A Different World. Pretty much, in a way, this is almost like the R. Kelly situation in regards to not R. Kelly being released from prison, but in regards to like, well, if you grew up, watching this person's content, listening to their music, this and that, and then when the person behind the content you love has a sketchy life, how do you look at this? Especially based on the crime they did. But based on a few articles I've been reading, he is writing a book with Frederick Williams, focusing on Cosby's criminal case and prison experience. Let's see. Cosby's rep says the inspiration for a speaking tour draws from Cosby's own experience behind bars, where he heard moving stories from other inmates, like a father and son serving time together. Yeah, I mean, literally, there are a lot of things that he is going to say about his experience, and people want to know. I mean, let's be real. SNL is not going to let this slide by. I mean, there's going to be comedy shows. There's going to be late night talk show jokes. Bill Cosby is going to pull in numbers, kind of like, the R. Kelly situation, if I'm not mistaken. What was it called? Surviving R. Kelly. That was the Lifetime special. Once that aired, R. Kelly's streaming numbers went through the just, they burst. I mean, it felt like Dragon Ball Z. The streaming numbers are off the charts. So I feel like Bill Cosby is going to maintain the masses, whether or not you like him or not. So that's really all I have to say on the Cosby situation. Like I said, I believe overall it had to do with an overturn of the sexual assault conviction due to a technicality. Or, a lot of people say it doesn't matter, when you're rich and whatever, you can get out. It doesn't matter, yada, yada, yada. I mean, hey, I'm not saying that's not the truth. And I'm not sitting up here saying, well, yeah, it's great that a black man is out of jail because look at all the other black men wrongfully convicted. So it's good. It's kind of like the OJ thing when he was, announced innocent back in the day for the murder. But I just feel like I don't know the guilt or innocence. I just know that when you put somebody behind bars, make sure you got a case strong enough that can't be overturned on a technicality of all things. So let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Bill Cosby case? How do you feel about it? Does it change how you look at the Cosby Show, A Different World? Did you just stop consuming Cosby related content after the allegations blew up? I'm not, I just feel like, Bill Cosby himself, in my opinion, is one of my top 5 or top 10 stand-up, or should I say sits-down comedy specialists of all time. I remember he came out there on that stool and, just the way he told stories about the dentist and, going out and getting drunk on the weekends. Chocolate cake. Daddy made chocolate cake for breakfast. Again, not saying that I support or anything if he is guilty. I'm just saying that growing up and even now I watch certain content because I don't just cut something off because somebody did something in their personal life, because, well, I paid money for the DVD and damn it, I'm going to watch my DVD of himself. So let's talk about it in the comment section below. Let's keep it civil, even if you disagree. Do you think Cosby is going to get numbers on this speaking tour, his book, and other projects? Or do you think it's going to fizzle out like a can of new Coke? Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And as always, like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you all later.